There we are. Oh. I'm miles away. I'm miles away. That's pretty well. Hello, darlings. Getting set up, getting a little snack in me. How's everybody doing? So far, doing okay. A little bit tired. It has been incredibly warm over here, so I've just been sweating all day. Okay. Doing a little bit of bread. Let's see. So instead of butter, I'm going to use bone marrow. I did a rendering on the bone marrow, basically did that really nice, slow cook. Got it nice and toasty in the oven. And then I put it through a sieve and did like a little nice mash out. So now it has all of the goodness and the consistency basically of butter. Okay, let's see. Sugar. We don't have buttermilk, so we're going to have to use regular milk. Flour, sugar. I'm sure the word salt is going to occur. I believe it says butter, which I have my bone marrow for. I don't think I need any. Hello, darlings. We're just getting started. I think I'm putting together a little bread. And then we're gonna fluff up the hair a little bit because I've been running around like mad. No worries, no worries. Good God. Okay, I'll let the chocolate was starting to melt on the cookies, and I'm like, I'll put this in the fridge, it'll make it easier. Nope, they solidify together. So this is my rendered bone marrow. We have sugar, salt, milk, butter in the form of marrow, flour, yeast. That would be okay, so since we are making bread, I'm going to need to warm up the milk, the sugar, that goes together, and then we add that over the yeast. I'm going to need a bowl for that. No worries. Yeah, no, don't worry. I will try and give full sentences. Thank you! Oh my God, I'm like, I know there's a way to make buttermilk. Oh, you are fantastic. You are absolutely fantastic. because I always do carry a bit of a lemon juice in the bottle form. It stays good for a really long time. Thank you so much. I'm like, I know that there's a way to do it. I just did not think to look it up. Okay, so let's see. How much do I need for a 750? 1 cup. So let me do 1 cup of milk. Okay. And we will do, I think that's a half right there. Oh, nice. I freaking love that. No, it calls for a cup of milk for this recipe. Bone marrow is like butter. I absolutely adore it because it's nice. It's gently spiced, but it has that the fattiness of the beef. You can kind of taste it without being overwhelmed by it. I am making bread, so we just put together our lemon juice and milk. We're gonna let that sit for a little bit, and then we're gonna combine the lemon juice, the milk, and the sugar together because we're gonna be adding the yeast to that. Hey, I'm doing good. Don't worry, they are being what they are being. You know what I mean? I can feel the nibble. Oh yeah. No, yeah. I'm using it as a substitute for the butter because you need 2 tablespoons of butter to soften. And I'm like, I really want to impart some like flavor. I believe it's 3 tablespoons. Yeah, 3 tablespoons softened. Okay. I'm making a type of butter bread. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry, this looks so good. And we're going to do it in my bread machine because I don't have the patience, apparently, to do it correctly, or I have too much patience and I like overmix, and then it becomes very tough. Two and 3. And it is definitely warm enough in here. Definitely warm enough in here to soften this shit up real quick. Thank you so much for the likes and the loves and the sharing and the whatnot. I will try and show off everything we're doing. So this is the bone marrow that was rendered a little bit earlier today. And those bones are really nice and charred. I might actually pull out one of my slow cookers and do a bone broth render. Ooh, actually no. No, I'll start it early. I'll do the bone broth early tomorrow. I don't want an open flame source or anything. Mm-hmm. 2.5 of all-purpose. 1.5. 1.5 teaspoon of the yeast. Dash of salt. Actually, a little bit more than a dash of salt. Okay. That is my teaspoon measure, so 3 teaspoons equals a tablespoon. In case you have to do quick math and you're down a spoon. That's 1. Two. And 3 tablespoons, or roughly about half a demitasse. So you'll see it in there. Hello, darlings. How are we doing today? Working on a little bit of bread real quick. Oh, I'm going to need a couple of smalls. Okay, 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Or what I call a rounded teaspoon. So that is a rounded teaspoon, which is roughly 1.5 teaspoons. We're doing a butter bread, but we're substituting bone marrow for the butter. And then, of course, if anybody needs their cartridge, by all means, go ahead and let me know. You can go through the links in the Lio. I am working on setting up a couple links so that there are menus available to make it a little bit easier to know like how much you are purchasing and whatnot. Okay, so that's my salt, sugar. This is our bone marrow that has been rendered and sieved so that it's just that smooth, buttery part. I did keep the meaty part. Trust me, that is the first thing I'm going to be putting on this bread. Oh my god. Oh yes, the yeast. Yep, that has lemon juice in it. Try not to mix your acids with your yeast. Yeast doesn't like it, and it'll neutralize it real fast. And then you'll be like, why isn't it rising? It's like, oh, because you introduced the acid too early. Okay, so that's my 2/3 cup. And then this, oh, that's 2 packets together. Where are my kitchen scissors? Where are my kitchen scissors? There we are. Close blade, capped blade. Ah, wait, no. Still have to undo this. There we go. Oh, for the other people in here who do bread, do you put your wet on the bottom or do you put your wet over the flour? There's a bit of a debate as to which one of those works better. And we do a rounded teaspoon of yeast. Okay, so you do the overflow. Cause yeah, like that was my whole, thing too. Well, cause I'm doing it in the bread machine. So like for me, it's like, you do the flour on the bottom and then you do the wet over, so as it's spinning, you know that the wet is being incorporated. Because sometimes if you're not fast enough and you put the wet down first and then the flour over it, you run into the problem where you get that weird water barrier where some of it is wet, and so it just keeps floating right above the paddle, and it takes forever to incorporate, and then it doesn't always incorporate perfectly or well. And I'm just like, fuck. Yeah, just like, I'm like, am I doing it wrong sometimes, or am I just having a moment? Let's see. Do I have a dry? Do I have a dry sieve? Oh no, my sieve is wet. Oh shit. This is why I always have so many dirty dishes, is because I make sure to measure and portion everything out first, because I am far too fancy free and loose with the measurements at times. Now that's 2/3. Two-thirds. And 2/3 makes 2. And mostly filled for the half. There we go. Oh, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. So we're making bread in a bread making machine. I'm just measuring everything out first. Yeah, so we've got our flour. We have our milk with lemon juice for sours. It replaces basically buttermilk. We have our bone marrow. Our yeast, it's unactivated. First we heat the buttermilk and the sugar together, then add the yeast and let it warm itself up so it becomes active. Salt is the last thing that gets added, and then flour will go directly into the tumbler. I'm going to triple check to make sure that I have done all the things. Okay. So, granulated sugar, correct. Salt, buttermilk, butter, all-purpose flour, yeast. Okay. No, I haven't moved, darling. I have not moved. Although this lens is... There we go. Poor thing is already overheating. So far, so good. Oh, yeah. Sometimes I do move around. So sometimes you'll see the kitchen. Sometimes you'll see me in the great room or the rest of the living room, which is just basically right behind you. So yeah, we move around a bit. And if you were here earlier, you saw that I was in my laundry room. We have a little laundry space. Okay, so my flour is in there ready to go. I'm going to put the salt. Oh, wait. Going to dig a little hole in the corner for the salt, because salt is the last thing that actually needs to get incorporated. Cover that over. Okay, now we combine butter is last, lemon juice, and milk. Okay, that's going to warm up for just a touch. And then I will incorporate the sugar. And then we will incorporate the yeast. This actually goes in the freezer for just a few minutes. Because we want to put the fat in decently cold so that as it gets massaged throughout the dough, it slowly incorporates and gives you a very smooth, silky texture. Hell yeah! Yeah, no. I mean, this is the whole reason we do, the salons and the lives, the safe spaces and the whatnot. It's a way for people to meet people. It's a way to socialize. That's the whole reason I set up salons. And I know people are like, well, didn't you just start out with the corset thing? And I'm like, no, the corset thing was never the draw. The corset thing just happened to be what I was wearing that day. I was like, fuck it, let's run with this noise. So yeah. So, sometimes I'm all dressed up, sometimes I'm not as dressed up, but it's always about creating a place where people can actually socialize and talk and, have good conversations for as long as possible. And if something happens to this page, in a Bathory is going to be the place where we can reconvene. Because, yeah. Apparently, when I stick up for myself or when I point out that people are being really nasty, let alone try and exist as a person of color on this fucking app. I don't. Oh, no, that is still cool. I was like, I know that I have asbestos hand, but I swear it should be hot by now, or at least really warm by now. No. Yep. Yeah. I do promise that I will be doing more of that. It's just bonkers hot right now. And it makes it very, very uncomfortable to wear a corset for any amount of time. Because I am the type of person, I get overheated decently easily. Has partly to do with the Hashimoto's and partly to do with, it gets 90 degrees inside. And if you've ever gone to Renaissance Fair, like the Renaissance Fair here in Southern California, where we're headed into, May, and you're getting, 100-degree days sometimes, all those layers retain a lot of heat close to the body, so it's like, I want to do it, but at the same point in time, I'm overheating, and I'm like, I don't want anybody to watch me go, hey, oh, and hit ground, because I know that would be a whole new level of panic. So for health and safety, And so nobody else does what I do and then finds out too late that that was a bad idea. Okay. Nope, that's too hot. I'm glad I stuck my fingertip in first. Ah, you called it, you called it, you called it, you called it. Take it off heat. Luckily, the layer of sugar that I put in there apparently worked as a protective barrier. So while it is too hot to put the yeast in, the milk is saved from being scorched by the layer of sugar that I had in there. But yeah. Well, I think I had a little bit left over of some of the bone broth, or the bone marrow that I'd rendered down a little bit further. Good call. How am I genuinely? Stressed. Still looking for work. Doing my best to put as much of myself out there as possible. Trying to figure out what the balance is. And, you know, like where to show up. Where to market myself. Where to be and what to do. What's in my comfort levels. All this stuff. And like, I just need $10,000 to suddenly appear in my bank account, because that would give me, like, 3 months of rent and all of my bills paid with a whole lot less stress on my back. That would give me the time that I actually need to fucking decompress instead of constantly sprinting to try and, you know, barely make it to that finish line. So, I know I always put forward the very good, strong face and whatnot, but it's like it feels like I'm doing 4 jobs and crashing for maybe 4 hours a night, and then just never getting stable. And it's tiresome. It is tiresome sometimes. I always, it's a holdover from being trauma informed and whatnot, but I always seem to want to spare other people discomfort, especially if it means that I would have to be showing where my comfort levels actually are, which are not always, you know, they're not always happy-go-lucky, even though happy-go-lucky is what often comes across. So it's like I'm trying to keep people's spirits up, and at the same point I'm like, I'm so fucking tired. I'm so fucking tired. I'm barely eating, and I'm not eating correctly even when I do. Mostly because I'm so stressed that I don't feel hungry until I am feeling faint. And then it's like, oh, okay, let's get some iced coffee and some cookies in there, and or, you know, let's get a quick, you know, ramen in there or something to that effect. And it's just like, it's so tiring. I don't know who that is, but I would really appreciate who's ever trying to, I guess, dox this person to stop. Give me half a second. There we go. Hugs. Love you too. I know, right? I love a good ramen. Times are so fucking rough, and that's the whole thing. Is like times are rough as hell, and yet we're supposed to like just march through and smile with it. Like there are times that I'm just worn out, and I don't want to smile with it because it's like looking at our election choices. They're all awful. Like on the presidential level, they're pretty much all awful. And then just, you know, trying to, like, looking at the job economy it's absolutely brutal out there, you know, and I just got into a type of work or a line of work that takes a while to build your brand and your reputation and all that kind of stuff, your audience, as it were, while on top of that also being on the gray areas in a lot of ways. So yeah, sometimes it's tiring. Hello. Right. Sometimes you just want to wallow. You really do. Yeah, same. I was just thinking about like part of Dangerous Liaison, something I might want to type up, like a possible scenario, and I started bawling so hard as I was talking it through, like the kind of like just the dialogue that I was going to have between the characters, and I'm just like, I'm like, really? Why am I crying? Because A, I'm having a fictional conversation between two fictional characters in a fan fiction that is schmooty. So like, why am I crying? Oh, okay. Apparently I just need to. Yeah, I feel you. It is also funny that I have built such a strong base of female audience, and yet, weirdly enough, the base that some of my stuff caters towards is much more tilted towards the male gaze. But there's also a certain male gaze that I do not wish and do not pander to it. So fuck me on that one. Should be about right. Okay, so we're gonna let the yeast sit for a second. So we're making bread in the bread making machine. We're gonna let our yeast sit for a quick second in our very warm buttermilk sugar mixture. The salt's already in there and buried. We've got our flour on top. We're gonna put the wet over and then pop it in there. Oh yes, bone marrow. So we're gonna dig a quick and shallow. See, if that was my salt, then quick and shallow for the bone marrow on the other side. Because we want our bone marrow to incorporate when it's very cold. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. I definitely do cry because it's like, I'm dedicated to it, and it's something that I want to do, and it's something I actually love. It's something that I show up for consistently. It's just like finding the right niche in that regard is a very different uphill battle because I fit a very particular niche. It's just, you know, finding the people in that niche can be a little difficult at times. Right? Yeah, no, baking definitely helps quite a bit. Or, you know, cooking in general. Just being able to do artwork even is very helpful for me. Okay, the yeast is definitely becoming active. Let me make sure that I've got the right basic, yes. Medium, yes. 750, yes. Okay, we've got the rate measurements. Okay, so we've got our bone marrow buried in there. We've got our salt in there. We are going to add our warm. Gotta make sure we get all these out. Okay. Oh my god, that smells good. In, lock, down, start. Oh my god. I don't know what it is. I'm not good at making sourdough, but I fucking love a good sourdough. Right. So far, day's been pretty good. Phone's a little overheated. Let me show you what's going on in here. Yes. We're making a butter bread, but with a bone marrow substitute. Yeah, that wet is incorporating so nicely. Right. I love this little bread maker. It is an absolute champ. And look at how quickly it's scraping everything together. Everything's rolling into a ball. So that is going to be so good. So that's the $10 bread maker that I got at a thrift store when I first moved in here, like almost 2 years ago. That's gonna be nice. And I'm just using this book, The Artisan Bread Machine. I substitute little things here and there, and I always appreciate a good little heads up, because one of y'all called it. I let the milk get a little too warm, had to let it sit and cool for a second. And then another person reminded me that I could add lemon juice or vinegar to my milk to get a buttermilk out of it. So, fuck yeah! Okay, we've had a couple of cookies, but we need something a little bit more solid. I need to make actual... Ooh. And we're going to let my pan lotion. Okay, so I'm heating my my iron, because when I roasted the bone marrow, I scraped everything, down so it could be rendered and whatnot, and then I let the bones kind of drip in the pan while I was doing that. So I've got this nice layer of like that rendered beef marrow on the pan bottom. That is going to be such a good lotion right there. Good cast iron will last you a good long time. Not to mention, good cast iron can solve a lot of problems in very short fashion. Ask your grandmothers. Anytime I hear somebody say, "Oh, I wish women were like what they were back in the day," do you? Do you? Or do you just fondly remember your grandparent being, usually a grandpa, being an asshole, and your grandma taking it? I'll tell you right now, there was a long history of women who loved their cast iron, whose husbands went out for milk one day and never came back. It's such a shame. No! No! Not soap and water. Oh, sweet Jesus, not soap and water. Oh god, next you're gonna tell me they took fucking, steel wool to it while they were at it. Hells no. Where did I... Oh, there it is. I think I'm gonna weep silently. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't know, the edge of a cast iron skillet, damn near impossible to warp or bend. So when it strikes true. It will clear your conscience and then some. Right? Yeah, I'm with you, Shorty. Who raised you? Who hurt you? Who told you that was okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, boom. Oh, no. Cast iron, on the other hand, I mean, boom. If cast iron bends, whatever you just hit is a lot harder than human. Okay, I'm gonna try some peanut butter this time. Yeah, about a teaspoon's worth. Mm-hmm. Damn, 7 husbands. That's a lot of cornbread wakes to bake for. Damn. I hope she had some real good cast iron. Oh, don't worry, I just threw it in there. It's now mixing. And we're lotioning up the pan because I've got some nice beef tallow in there. Dropped a little peanut butter into my coffee pot here. We're going to see how that goes. We're going to do the coffee, then we'll put the pan back on to lotion for a little bit longer. Massage it in, as it were. Oh, yeah, no worries. It is, I love bread machines because they are literally a set it and forget it. You basically pour in your ingredients, dry first, then wet, and you just let it do its thing. And it will mix it. It will then prove it, which means letting it sit in a warm place to rest and rise. And then it will bake it. So literally within 2 hours and 53 minutes, you will hear a little beep, a little tone go off, and we will have hot, fresh bread. Let that sit for about 10, maybe 20 minutes and cool correctly because it's still internally doing a lot. So just let that sit for a little bit and let it cool off. Once it's cooled off, then you can like demold it and cut into it, and it'll still be very warm. It'll still be very steamy, and I've got some really lovely bone marrow that I rendered this morning. Hey, don't knock them moo-moos. Those moo-moos were the sundresses before sundresses. Right. I got mine at out of the closet, a little thrift store up the street, like $10. And they always seem to have bread machines. Oh. Well, apparently somebody, when they read her ad for marriage, did not notice that does not take shit part of it. Right? Hell yeah. Muumuus and caftans, those things are so damn comfortable. Like, oh my goodness, I love them. Oh yeah. I adore the fact that thrift stores carry so much stuff that's like every day. If you go to Goodwill, Their stuff is trash. Their stuff is trash, and they charge sometimes more than brand new price. So I would say definitely go like the little places, the ones that are like specific to your city or that support minority groups like the LGBTQ, which is like out of the closet. You will get much better deals and like way better stuff. Right? Right? I'm like, hey, moo-moos are fucking comfortable. Some of them have some really gorgeous prints. The caftans have some really, really gorgeous prints. But yeah, I mean, it's breezy, it's lovely, it's wonderful. There's so much you can get done, and so much you can get done. All without having to take off your bonnet or put your teeth in. If you know, you know. Oh, yeah, no. Goodwill, Salvation Army, those places are terrible. They treat their workforce terribly. They often hire people with registered disabilities so that they can pay them less because that's legal. And it makes me angry. And then, like, they will take stuff that is literally, you know, like an empty bottle for recycling and put, like, a $2.99 sticker on it. It's like, when it was bought at the convenience store, it was only $1.50. How are you putting $2.99 on the bottle? Like, what the shit? But, you know, they're there for nothing but profit margin, so, yeah. That part. That part. Right, and they do make good overcoats. They make really good quick fixes for like, oh, I need to run out to the mail, but I don't want to get like fully dressed. Like, you just throw on something quick and you're like, do, off you go. And then, you know, back again, because you're usually within like an apartment structure or something to that effect. It's very Mrs. Roper. Gonna have to toss my hair back and forth quite a bit because it takes forever for it to want to start absorbing. Yeah, seriously. No, that's why I go to places like Out of the Closet or any of the other number of little specialty thrift stores that we have around here. Although there's one called the White Beacon or something to that. They charge like they are in an antique store. I'm like, sir, madam, and or everything in between, you are a thrift store. I don't care if some of your stuff is antique by definition. This is a thrift store. You paid nothing for these. I'm sorry, I don't care if it's a grandfather clock from the 1700s. Somebody gave it to you for free, you sell it for $10. Get fucked. Right. Let them look. Because you know, all the older gentlemen, and when I say older, I mean men in their 50s and 60s, and if that is closer to what age you are, yay. But yeah, you know the older gentlemen know what's going on. It's the young ones that don't know just yet, and we will slowly teach them ways of comfort. Pride and Prejudice was okay, but I prefer Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies, which I thought was very much superior and had so much more going for it. Fuck yeah! Yeah, that one definitely changed a lot of people's ideas and opinions and thoughts on people. Because it resonated really close to home and really close to the truth. It didn't necessarily try to sensationalize. It just told very much the truth. And it hurt. Yep. I can sit there and lotion for a while longer. Right, had a fan and all. Fuck yeah. Oh no, what happened? Oh god, what happened? Are they still missing? Or did they find them? Coconut tea is fantastic. I love a good coconut cream tea. Oh my god. Cold coconut cream tea is fantastic. Now, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. They had a good all-star cast. They had a lot of really good talent in there. I'm just not much one for dramas. I love action, and I love comedy, and I like horrors a lot. And for whatever reason, I like the really cheesy shit, too. So, like a deeply underrated good horror movie that was, like, indie budget kind of stuff is, what is it, War Dogs? Yeah, I think it's War Dogs. So it's basically, werewolves. And the practical effect werewolves that they had were amazing. They were fantastic. Anna and the Apocalypse is another, it's a horror comedy that I adore. It is one of my favorites. I'm just terrible with, dramas and whatnot. Oh, she's still missing. Oh, I hope they find that poor girl. Oh my god. I hope they are checking every Ring camera and storefronts nearby just to see if, Dog Soldiers, that's the one I'm thinking of. Dog Soldiers. Thank you. I'm like, War Dog sounds wrong. Dog Soldiers. Dog Soldiers was insanely well done. Pardon, this is welcome to my ADHD. So I'm hoping that, they check surrounding cameras like Ring or surrounding businesses to see, or at least narrow the field of search to where to start, because where to start can make a vast amount of difference. Because if you're covering 2 square miles versus 2 square blocks to begin with, massively different amount of success when it comes to that. It's the 5 days that worries me more than anything. The first 2 days, that is your window of opportunity for the most part. Anything past that, you start getting smaller and smaller because either you're not in the public eye as much per se, or the person may have left that area or been able to cover their tracks a bit more and resume their normal everyday activities. So they're not doing anything that's out of the ordinary. Oh, thank you. And there's nothing wrong with nostalgia. Yeah. Luckily, bloodhounds, I think, are effective, the most effective in the first 48, but can be effective up to 4 days, if I'm not mistaken. Past that, it becomes really kind of rough and shoddy. Okay, let's keep adding water. Sorry, I do have to, take intervals in trying to get my hair wet, just so it has time to actually start absorbing. And I'm trying to get as near to the scalp as possible. By the way, thank you for all the... Wow, seriously? Thank you for the over 13K worth of likes. That's huge. But also, thank you for all the shares. Thank you for all the gifting. Thank you for everybody who's inquiring about, art and other ways to support. There are links in Lyle that you can follow. And also, anytime that I am doing live card readings, so feel free to ask for those. Just follow the Blinks and Lyle, $5 per card, blah, blah, blah. I am setting up a menu. I'm just working on Canva. I'm setting up a menu so that people will have a better idea of everything that is up for sale. Oh, goodness. goodness. Yeah. See, and that's the part I don't understand. Because, okay, look, my parents were definitely overprotective. I love that you remember that. So yeah, my parents were overprotective as fuck. I get that. But, like, they at least... I'm dating myself here. They at least sent me out with a pager. And, like, to, in this day and age, not have some way for your child to contact you, or at least make the attempt to contact you, that's dangerous. That's really dangerous. So I do hope they find her. I really hope they find her. Hopefully somebody fucks up with the bike, because more often than not, the way they find people is by big mistakes that are made, like personal items that are suddenly showing up in, swap meets, or, left outside of a house or by the garage or whatever. And somebody who knows that bike or that personal item sees it and goes, I don't remember seeing them over here. I remember they reported, oh, okay, well, we're doing this thing now. So yeah, so hopefully. Hey, I'm hanging in as best I can. We've got some bread in our bread machine. Right now I'm currently lotioning my cast iron pan. Actually, I'm going to take a quick scrape around. There we go. Sorry, every now and again I basically very lightly, like only finger strength, no digging, but only finger strength, I take the tines of a fork around the edge, and basically if there's anything that is bubbling up, not adhered to the cast iron itself, when you do that drag over it, it'll peel it up, and then that way that part can be rebasted and relotioned. So let me actually grab and tilt. Oh, look at that beef tallow. Let's not have a grease fire. Okay. So basically, what lotioning does to a cast iron is it makes it basically non-stick, and it also imparts flavor into it. Yeah, that's always crazy when, like, I think all parks should be very much equipped with surveillance. At the very least, fucking cameras. But I know that would also create very a nanny state feel, and, like, I can understand not wanting that either, but it's like, there's got to be some middle ground just to keep people a little bit safer, especially kids in kids' places. Because there are some places kids don't belong. And that I can definitely see where people definitely want their privacy more. But there are places that kids are going to be present. And you should be able to make sure that people who are preying on them are quickly and easily identified, found, and yeah, no. Oh, thank you, darling. Right? Isn't it lovely? Isn't it pretty? Let's give it up for the hair. Oh, thank you. Oh, we were just talking about there's a young girl, roughly 15, who is missing in Monterey Park, and they went missing about 5 days ago. And she was riding her bike. She has no cell phone. Parents didn't have any other way to like track her movements, but like she's gone. Her bike is gone. This sounds bad. I almost hope she ran away from home. I almost hope she went, I can't do this anymore. Home life sucks. I'm ditching out. And that when they find her, it's going to be like, no, my home life was terrible. That's why I ran away, and that's why you guys didn't find me for a while. Like, oh, okay. That will make me a little bit. Just a little bit. But, like, in all likelihood, it's something that was far more nefarious, unfortunately. Thank you. Yeah. I noticed that my phone, if you don't use the key, you can still make emergency calls. So, yay! And you can also use your camera without having to unlock the phone. Right. Like Runaway is better in so many ways as far as news goes, but yeah, it's I don't know. I have no further information, so like I don't know if it was nefarious or not. But like I was talking about how sometimes I wish parks had surveillance, at least a little bit of surveillance, like a camera or something. So if something went down, it's like, hey, here's video footage of what happened. Not the, oh my God, we have to, not like security guard on duty, like checking all the, no. I'm just saying like a recording so we know what the fuck happened, or at least where to start. Right. And I grew up nearish to Monterey Park, and like Monterey Park is not known for this kind of stuff at all. But maybe that's why we're actually hearing about it, because it is so out of the ordinary. Okay, the fact that her friends haven't had contact with her, that's worrying. Because I know 15-year-olds, and they are about as... 15-year-olds are about as clever and wily as Coyote, okay? They don't have that kind of planning for the most part. But the fact that she has not contacted friends, now that worries me. Dang. Yeah, or like, I know that like on my college campus, even though it was a decently safe campus, on my college campus, there were emergency calls. Like these big blue poles that had an emergency phone box and a red button that would set off like flashing lights and all this other shit. And it was basically if somebody is following you to your car, or somebody gets into an altercation with you, or something goes wrong, you get to one of those and you slam that red button, and it calls campus police, but also, starts recording and has all the bells and whistles to make them like go away. And I'm like, I would appreciate those being on every park so that there's something. Yeah, UMass. Like a lot of the college campuses had them, like all the way back in the early thousands. Okay, they got them at the structure. Citizen is a good app. Oh, okay. Last seen 6th and Main Street. Yeah, I have a Samsung, so it might be Samsung. Maybe it's not on iPhone. I so appreciate the emergency call boxes, because it's like it has its own like. So like sometimes when you're walking, you've got like a whistle you can blow, or maybe even a little personal alarm. When you slap that button, it's emanating from the pole. It's not something that can be shut off until like campus security actually arrives. It's loud, it's bright, it has bright light on it, there's recording, like bells and whistles to the tops, but literally you need to slam that red button. ASMR, pardon. You need to slam the red button in order to activate it. And I fucking appreciated that because there was apparently a few times that it needed to be used, and boy, the moment that thing went off, and the people who were trying to be shitheads disappeared real quick. Oh, no worries. Honestly, the more we can spread the word, even if it's to people outside of California, that's helpful, because sometimes, especially when it comes to like custodial issues, it'll be a parent or you know, step parent sometimes even, who like grabs the kid and runs and crosses state lines. So honestly, the wider the net of information, the easier it is to close that net around the person who is not supposed to have a possession of that child. Fair enough. Cool. I'm sorry, I geek out just a little bit when I see male participation. Thank you. Only because we have so many wonderful ladies and non-binary, non-gendered, gender fluid people that sometimes I worry that guys might not necessarily feel comfortable also contributing, so yay. And that's the part I like. It attracts attention and then also contacts the relevant authorities, which is so fucking helpful, which is why I kind of wish parks had them as well. Pronouns today, feeling very, very they, them. Thank you so much for asking. It's too warm to really feel them, because I just feel like I'm constantly melting. Yeah, we're slowly layering in moisture. It just literally takes my hair like 5 to 10 minutes worth of soaking before I can put in more moisture, and I can still feel a lot of dryness. Oh, where are you? Where are you that it's cold? Are you south of the equator, or are you just in a place that happens to be very nicely air conditioned? No, the new teeth don't hurt nearly as much. My bottom tray doesn't fit me anymore, so I've got to figure out how to retool that and get that to work again. But my tops fit just fine. I was wearing them earlier today, but I'm giving my mouth a little bit of a rest. I usually do like 2 days of dentures in, like, you know, put them in, take them out, put them in, take them out, put them in, take it out. And then do a day of like, okay, we're just not going to wear them at all. And let the mouth kind of relax and recover from all the adhesive and, you know, all of the impact they may have taken and whatnot. That, and I was wearing the big canines because I was doing Leica yesterday for content creation. So yeah, I was wearing the big canines, and I think I might have overly, and like I knocked my bottom gum just a little bit. It's not sore, just mildly tender in a spot or two. Yeah, of course I'm making content for Red. Like, why wouldn't I? Since my platform, especially my not variegated is the wrong word. Diversified platforms, however you want to state it. Yeah, of course I'm making content on so many different levels across those. So, yes, I put in the fangs and did Leica for some of the spicy stuff, but I also put in the fangs and do Leica for you know, the non-spicy stuff for y'all. Oh, okay. I was like, what? Am I being punked here? I'm sorry. I couldn't hear the tone. Oh, I took that wrong. So we're gonna wait for the bread, which is another 2.5 hours. You know what? I bet I have it here. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Girl dinner. Thank you. And by the way, if you are of the feminine variety and you also like this, do not hesitate to approach as you would any other person. I work with everybody. As long as you are well into adulthood and you understand consent and some of the other stuff, by all means, contact me. I love working with all different variety of people. Oh yeah, I was like, I couldn't hear the tone, and I'm like, we had somebody on an earlier live who was just trying to like needle, and I'm like, yeah, yeah, and like, it's become a mild reflex. Sorry about that. Korean rice cakes. Ooh, how is Pete's? Nice. I love Spam. I love Spam. When you shave it nice and thin, fantastic. But I love a good Spam musubi. Spam musubi is just... oh, man. Yes, please, and thank you. 1,000%. I will take some of that, please. So, we've got in the pan a bit of the rendered beef marrow. And in that, I am doing some Korean rice cakes. I've got some shawarma that I think I want to save for the ramen that I want to do. But I've got also some spicy hummus in here. And spicy hummus plus rice cake sounds fantastic right now. Ooh. Good to know. Where's my... oh, no. Literally just had that. I do have asbestos fingers, but they're not perfectly asbestos. So let's give that a few. Oh yeah. Oh, hummus with rice cake is nice. You get that soft chewiness from the rice cake, and then you get like that the chickpea, the garlic, you know, the olive oil taste with it is it's fantastic. Oh, it is wonderful. Honestly, you can get beef shank or beef bone that's been cut in half that you can roast for decently inexpensive. And then I take the bone that is left over. See how it has that beautiful char on it? It's really got some color to it. I take this and then I do a very slow cooking in a nice deep pot and just boil it for like hours, like 24 hours worth of boiling minimum for a bone this thick. Don't worry, it's just letting me know that it's going over into like the proofing phase. It's so smooth. Oh, yep, and then this is our rice cakes. Okay. We're going to let that sit and decompress slowly for its own good. I'm going to let those cool down just a touch. I'm going to run that underwater. Aw, I do appreciate that. Thank you. If you do wish to subscribe or support or otherwise, help me become that full-time content creator who can bring you all those lovely things, we do have subscriptions here. It's like $3. If you wish a different kind of subscription, be clever, we know. Go to Throne Room. That has the keys to the kingdom in a lot of ways. And also on Coffee, you can support directly, and I do appreciate that. And of course, anytime I'm on live, y'all can ask for card readings. They're $5 per card, and I will read them live for you. Good evening. Thank you so much. And yes, I'm feeling they them, but if you accidentally refer to me in the feminine, it's okay. Don't panic. Just gently correct yourself going forward, and it's all good. I'm just melty. And of course, I'm standing right in front of the oven, so it is warm. Yes, they do. Yes, I do Venmo, ash caps, Throne can also be used. If you really have no other way to do it, you can always gift by swans through TikTok. I don't know why I lost all my words right there. Trust me, I have thought of doing that. I've dyed my hair a couple of times, but A, I love my villain era, but also B, certain dyes on my hair make my hair feel like straw, and I don't know what it is. It takes forever to get all of the dye out and for my hair to get re-moisturized. I have that very middle of the road. It's very middle of African, very middle of Europe. So sometimes it's really greasy, and then it goes to being super dry and nothing flat, and it's a pain in the ass. But if I can find myself a good temp color, I might try going black again. So we're doing a little bit of homemade bread. We've got some rice cakes with some spicy hummus. But yeah. Huh? I love that y'all watch, and I do love when new people chime in, because it lets me know that yes, that y'all are live and that it's all the good things. Ooh, we're about to overheat, so let me get you guys onto a block of ice. Aw, my day was going pretty good. How are you doing, lovely? How you doing, Boston? Okay, I'm gonna put you up on a block of ice. Give me just a second. Like, literally, I did not have this problem with overheating during, January, February, that kind of stuff. But now that it's getting so daggum warm, even with the air conditioning going full tilt. I've done purple, blue, I did red. It wasn't the full red, I just did, like, the red overlay, so anything that was gray or white took it, and I looked so villain era, it was awesome. But no, I like having it natural, but I also like putting temp dyes in it occasionally. But yeah, like the heavier dyes, like the permanent dyes, those things are very aggressive with my hair. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a box dye. Now I've never had the money to get like professionally dyed. If it was professionally dyed, maybe. But yeah, I've never had my hair professionally dyed. All of it was just, out of the box, over the counter. Yay. Yeah, no, my phone has been having problems with overheating. I just have been really struggling financially, so I have not been able to, like, go in and, trade out my old phone for a new phone. Or dedicate, like, a secondary phone to the cause so that I was just streaming off of that and not having to overclock it with certain other things. It's roughly 85 degrees inside right now with the air conditioning on, and part of that is because I had the oven on earlier today, and part of it was because I had the stove on. But yeah, like this place is almost impossible to cool, especially effectively, especially with the tiny little box AC that I got. Right, especially when you're driving. Your phone overheats so fucking... You're just being an ass, Moon. I love you for it, though. Right, yep. Ooh, Brad Mondo. Okay. I may take a good check at that. Yeah, sometimes I use Arctic Fox. Arctic Fox tends to be a brand that I like a lot. I'm in California, and I'm in Southern California at that. Oh, it's like a color treatment mask. Okay. Whew. Oh my god. Oh, it's the cold side of the towel. I'll take it. I overheat almost as much as my fucking phone does. Oh, you're also in SoCal? Welcome to it. Tell me it's not, like, far too fucking warm. Oh, you're in the OC. Yeah, right? And sometimes you just have to. You're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna turn off the AC and open the doors and hope that Satan's breeze comes through. It's awful. Ooh. I don't know. Depends on pink. Like not like a dusty pink or a sugar pink, but like a pink. Something that has some oomph to it, like a rose petal pink. Something with the edge of neon to it. And then like a pink and teal wash would be nice. Oh yeah, no, the electric bill for August. I think I'm gonna weep silently in a corner and think about doing terrible things to pay that rent. Okay, nice, Brad Mondo, got it. Oh my god. Oh, be careful, darlings. Be so careful. Yeah, those 100+ days are just miserable. Make sure you are drinking a lot of water. Even I'm drinking water as if it's my job. Yeah. Oh god, yeah, Bay Area. Whew. That part. And like, I ruined part of my hair because I used to literally do just this one shock curl that I would just do. I would do a bleach on it, and then I would do the color in that. But yeah, I fried my hair a couple of times with bleach, and that has never grown back quite correctly. So I know what you mean. Same. I remember that. If it hit 90 degrees at the Southern California Renaissance Fair, you were able to drop one skirt and a doublet, and you would be able to wear short bloomers instead of long bloomers. Like, they went, yeah, look, it's going to be over 90. You figure out ways to cool down. We've got ice at every station. Like, yeah, they tried to make sure that you were prepared for what you were about to go through. Oh, cold shower before bed. I mean, it's going to be like trying to put a wet cat in a bathtub, but I think I can convince myself to take a cold shower. Oh, you're like, where are you located that it's only 76? Yeah, well, it's because of the structure of the hair that it is so much harder. But yeah, no, like, bleach is hell on curly hair. Yeah, so SoCal has California Edison. I think Power, gas, electric. Really? 76 in New York? Seriously? Oh, 96, not the worst. That's actually not bad at all. Oh, Jersey. Okay. Okay, so you guys are a little bit more northwards. Okay. Bastards. But then again, you also have to put up with hurricanes, so I guess it balances out. Ooh, Alyssa Viejo. How dare you? Colorado. Colorado. 86 in San Jose. Jesus Christ. How fucking warm in here is it? Again, also doesn't help that I was standing in front. Yeah, it's currently 86 degrees inside. Oh. Yeah, no, it's about the same temperature outside. You know what? I'm just going to open up the doors and let the breeze roll on through. Oh, really? Hopefully it's a good rain. Now, Northern California knows how to deal with rain a little bit better. Southern California, we ain't got a damn lick of sense when it comes to dealing with rain. We are awful at it. We're like, oh, goody, we're going to have rain. Oh, there's rain. How do we drive? It's like, just drive like regular. Just drive like 10, 15 miles per hour slower. Okay, for the Audi drivers, about 30 to 50 miles slower. What is it with people in Audis just thinking that they own the GD road? Like, no, my dude, no. No, you do not. And you are endangering yourself and possibly others. Oh, yeah, right, that part. Florida is like trying to breathe in soup. That part. Like, I've seen an Audi driver, and it was a rainy day, downhill, everything was slick, it was awful. And they went blowing past in the fast lane doing 110. The only reason I know that they were doing 110 is because they whipped by everybody who was doing 65 so fast, you felt your car rock, and you only get that with a lot of displacement of air, which, yeah. Oh yeah, no, the prices are awful. Oh. Yeah, no, the weather has been absolutely unhinged. Absolutely unhinged. Right, yeah, a lot of people do hate driving in the rain because just bad drivers all around. Your grandfather rammed an Audi with his Durango. Thank your grandfather for me. The ones we have around here, they drive way too fast, but they also act like they're entitled to the entirety of the road. I can just hear him blasting DMX. Move! Get out of the way! Oh my goodness, sorry, that was really good. Dry heat my ass. I'm sweating so much it's become a wet heat. A little bit of humidity is okay, but when it feels like I am breathing in literal soup, oh my god, no. Hello, how do you do? Like, Florida wet? No, thank you. On the other hand, like, Seattle wet? Yeah, I can handle that. Weirdly enough, I can handle that. But they also tend to be cooler up there, so. I love that. Keeping the swamp puppies happy. Well, because Texas is butt up against the Gulf Coast. So it's not always the worst, but it's also not always the best. And Depending on what part of Texas you're in, it gets exponentially drier. I love Florida, but I will never step into a body of water I cannot clearly see the bottom to. Because y'all have swamp puppies, and those bastards know how to climb. Fuck that noise. An anaconda. And don't you also have, like, cottonmouths or water moccasins or... Well, now you have cobras as well, so... And doesn't the coast of Florida also get salties, like saltwater crocs and alligators more inland or towards the Glades area, but salties down towards the peninsula, more or less. Y'all have a bunch of stuff there that just... You're like little Australia. Y'all are like little Australia in a lot of ways. Them fucking mosquitoes. Those would be the end of me. Them big ass skeeters? Nah, sorry. No, I will be staying my ass the hell inside. When your mosquitoes are the size of crane flies, no, I'm done. I'm done with you as a state. No, thank you. Fair enough. But no, isn't there a part at Disney World where, like, there's a beach, but it's, like, fenced off, like, 7 ways from Sunday with, like, big signs up that are, like, don't go there because that's where gators are, and somebody, like, lost a kid there because they ignored the signs and went a-wandering. Oh, my goodness. Right? Oh no, and you're a type O? Oh, I'm so sorry for you, darling. I am so sorry. Type O and mosquitoes, ooh, they love you, especially if you've eaten a banana. Apparently they need the potassium too. Oh, you're an O neg. No! Oh, that is worse. Same. I am an O-type as well. There is good chance that you will be an O-type. I don't remember if blood type is directly hereditary, but I believe if you know what your parents are, there's a good chance that you'll know what type you are. Don't worry, I'm good so far. I am, I promise. I'm gonna be warm and melty looking. AB. Oh, you're an A positive. Holy crap. Ooh. Oh man, I should have been making myself some freaking neck packs. Holy crap, this is working way better. Oh, and you're an A-neg. Oh shit, and you still get eaten up. Maybe it's just Florida's mosquitoes then. They're aggressive. Oh yeah. No, and that's a good idea. You can bank blood for, I think, 80 days or something to that effect. So yeah, it is good to have some on hand, and I think there's even an ability in some places to go, yeah, if it doesn't get used after like 45 days by myself, go ahead and transplant it to somebody else who needs it. Yeah, no. Texas mosquitoes, definitely not picky. California mosquitoes, they're actually a little bit picky. They're weirdly a little bit picky. They don't tend to harass people with A and B types as much, but people who are O types get eaten alive. They must. It must be because you're so sweet. Right. I mean, I wonder if they would have those over on Throne, because I could always get that put up there. But yeah. I love your abuelo. Sangre dulce. If you truly do want to send me one, my P.O. box is listed. Oh. That sounds fantastic right there. Bagel croutons. Was it like an everything bagel crouton or just crunchy, like, bagel chip type stuff? Because croutons fucking sound good. It's like when you eat a sleeve of Thin Mints. Oh, cheese and garlic. Of course you ate them all. Of course. No, that's like when you eat a sleeve of, Girl Scout cookie Thin Mints. And you're just like, how are there only 2 left? Who else has been eating this? And, like, there's literally nobody else in your house. You were talking to the walls and you damn well know it. You're like, guess I should, wait on these. And you put them in your freezer for about 10 minutes till they firm up. And then you're like, right. And toasty, cold, chocolatey, freezing Thin Mints. Oh my God, yeah. Honestly, you want to make the best grasshopper pie you've ever had? Use Thin Mints as your cookie base. Heck yes, they are. Like, Thin Mints are absolutely fantastic. One of my friends who's English and who had never met Girl Scouts of any variety, let alone knows anything about the cookie culture surrounding them, he's like, are you fucking telling me that you have cookie mafias? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Caramel as in the Samoas. Yes. Like, Samoas are not high on my list because of the desiccated coconut part of it, but of any desiccated coconut offering, they are definitely better, and the chocolate plus caramel really helps. It gives it the right kind of, like, texture and chew. Right, new band name, Cookie Mafia. right, and I'm like, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, because they will show up to your fucking doorstep. Hi, we've got some cookies. Do you want some? Oh, no, dear, I'm sorry. I'm good for right now. Are you sure? Was that a gently veiled threat from an 8-year-old? The hell? You know what? How much are they? How much are $5. Pound for pound, you will pay more for Girl Scout cookies than you will for, like, an entire, like, big ass thing of, like, Nutter Butters that are packed wall to wall. And you're like, $7.50? Aw, hell no. Kick rocks. I'm sorry, Pollyanna. You're gonna have to walk your ass the fuck away. Oh, $7.50. Oh, hell no. Right? That part. Now they got generics that are practically the same at the grocery store. And I understand that. I truly do. And I understand, like, raising the prices a little bit, but literally last year, they were $5. The fact that they keep jacking those prices up makes it harder and harder for people to actually support the organization, because now they're running the organization like a business. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was a brownie. I was a brownie. Mmm. Yeah. When they forgot that the scouts were supposed to be about becoming good people, becoming better people, about learning new skills, making new friends, and, learning to be a good community member, when they started turning it into a business, they lost a lot of my personal respect, mostly because I was a Girl Scout back in the day. I made it all the way up through Brownie, and then I'm like, I think I'd like to play sports more, because, okay, when I got into Girl Scouts, I thought Girl Scouts was a lot like Boy Scouts. So I thought there was going to be a lot of camping. I thought they were going to get our own, like, little personal pocket, what do they call it? Swiss Army pocket knife. I thought we were going to get one of those, learn how to start, campfires, do s'mores, do the whole hiking. I thought we were going to do all of that. And instead they're like, okay, we're going to teach you how to sew and how to cross the street with old ladies. And we're like, okay, so when do we get to the campfire making and stuff? And they're like, we do jamborees. I'm like, what the F is a jamboree? I went to a jamboree. It was so Stepford Wife that I was like, oh, I'm out. Mm-mm. I need to be able to have emotions, and this crunchy vanilla granola mom bullshit is not working for me. I'm sorry, I'm gone. I think all of us who left the Girl Scouts early were slightly weird, but in a good way. Junior Scout, yeah. Yeah, certain places they only went up to, like, Daisy, then Brownie, and then, like, they didn't really have the upper levels. Like, you never got, like, the J Scouts or, like, the upper level stuff for, like, the high school kids. We never had a troop for that. Ooh. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, you're named after the character from To Kill a Mockingbird. They were. Oh, yes, they were. They absolutely were trying to make you a good little housewife. A very good little house. Here's the stupid thing. Growing up, my perfect ideal world, what I wanted to be when I grew up, was a housewife. Weirdly enough, I wanted to be a housewife. Not because, I want to stay at home with the children. No. I wanted to be able to run my own small business from home while my husband goes to work. And in my brain, I was like, I would have enough time to, gently take care of the house, do some gardening, run my own little business, put all of that money aside, spend some of it, of course, on myself, get my nails, get my hair, get the spa treatments so that I look nice and lovely, have the good clothing and all that kind of stuff. And then if we were to fall on hard times, hence, like if my husband were to, become ill or lose his job or whatever, that money that I'd worked so hard for making my own small at-home business would then, I can take care of us, darling, until you get back on your feet. Don't ask. I was a child when this first got cemented in my head, so things change. Things change greatly over time. But yeah, part of that idea was really cemented because every venue for indoctrination as to what a woman was supposed to be was school, church, and scouts. And that's what I thought. That's what I thought I was supposed to be. It was insidious. And then I started looking at, the TV shows that I really liked, and many of them had strong women role models. So Red Sonja, Black Whip, Wonder Woman, the Munsters even. You look at the Munsters, Because I think that's honestly where a lot of my ideals came from. You look at the Munsters. Herman goes to work. Herman comes home. Lily does everything in between, takes care of everything, and she is in charge of that household. Same things with the Addams family. Morticia, usually around the house. Gomez, he does a lot of adventures and is independently wealthy. And they're weird, and they love each other. Oh my god. I don't ask. My brain just went, the Addams family is what would happen if 50 Shades was done right. I wonder if there would ever be I know there probably is one already out there, but I wonder if there would ever be like a spicy version of the Addams family. Because I would read that fanfic. Right? I absolutely gravitated towards and loved the Addams family and the Munsters. I'm gonna open up another door and try and get a goddamn breeze going on in here, because Jeebus, I am unaliving. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I watched Three Stooges, the Munsters, and the Addams family every chance that I got, every Sunday especially, because that was the, oh my god, okay, we have to go to church soon. Oh yay, we're home from church. So yeah, those were like the TV shows that were on a lot. And they loved each other.